Hello, I'm the Greek Geek because I'm 50% Greek and 100% a geek. Upon watching The Invisible Man, I thought, hey, I remember seeing this kind of movie before. Hollow Man back in 2000 is an adaptation of The Invisible Man, and I wanted to see what this one was like. I don't remember it being that great, and I'm still right. So basically, the plot is an asshole scientist finds a way to become invisible, and to everyone's surprise, he is still an asshole, but invisible. So the cast includes Kevin Bacon, Elizabeth Shue. I forgot that Josh Brolin was in this movie. Young Josh Brolin is in this movie. Kim Dickens, Greg Grunberg, Joey Slotnick, and Mary Randall. Quite a few characters. Kevin Bacon's character is just a egotistical asshole. To no one's surprise, he's still an asshole when he turns invisible. And he turns invisible and he just goes around doing just creepy shit to everyone and doesn't really do anything that interesting. All the characters in this movie aren't really that interesting. The only interesting character I thought was Kevin Bacon's character, just how much of an asshole he is. Josh Brolin's character and Elizabeth Shue's, Linda and Matt, they're in a secret relationship with each other, and that's not really that much of an interesting dynamic. Even when Kevin Bacon's character, Sebastian, finds out, it's not really that interesting. This movie is directed by Paul Verhoeven, who has directed some of my favorite science fiction movies of all time. Total Recall, RoboCop, Starship Troopers. I love all of these science fiction movies, but this one is not that great. I would say it is just okay. It's written by Andrew W. Marlowe and Gary Scott Thompson, and I thought the story was quite boring. Like, it's an interesting premise, don't get me wrong, like a character that turns invisible, but they don't really do that much with it, and it just devolves into an early 2000s slasher flick. He doesn't do anything interesting with his invisibility, he doesn't really prank people that much, he just goes around groping people and being a real asshole and doing some really creepy shit. I guess the theme is that even if you turn an asshole invisible, he is still an asshole. So this movie is a horror movie, and it does not do a good job at being a horror movie. It's not scary at all, as opposed to the newer Invisible Man, which is fantastic at setting a tone and building suspense. This one does next to nothing. It's not necessarily that this movie is scary, but there are some scenes that make you extremely uncomfortable. But other than that, not that much. And I forgot how violent this movie is. Just how Sebastian won't die. He gets hit in the head, beaten up, burned on fire. And I wonder if Elizabeth Shue was like, I'm going to cook some bacon or something like that. But yeah, this movie is very violent. People getting stabbed and impaled. The effects for that were quite good, but other than that, not much substance. So I will say that the special effects are fantastic for this movie, even for a movie that came out 20 years ago. From the gorilla and Sebastian himself, when they're going from turning invisible to turning visible again, the special effects were fantastic for that. Just seeing the bones, muscles, internal organs, and then just everything slowly turning invisible or turning visible again was really good and had a fantastic attention to detail. It was really good, and it was nominated for Best Special Effects in 2001, but it lost to Gladiator, which is a much better film, so I guess they weren't entertained by this movie. As an adaptation of The Invisible Man, either the movie or the book, I can't say it's a really good adaptation. It doesn't really explore the human psyche of being invisible or anything interesting. It really is just essentially a 2000s slasher flick with a man that's invisible. So I can't really recommend this movie. If it sounds interesting to you, give it a watch. It is not that great. And as always, thank you for listening to me ramble on about a movie for a few minutes. I really do appreciate it. Thank you again. I'll catch you next time.